Well, let's now talk technology here in LBC London News. New smartphones, wearables, washing machines and even pet feeders have appeared at IFA over in Berlin. It's a massive technology show, happens every summer. And just like CES over in America, it certainly brings out the best in the world of technology. It's a huge exhibition, 1,805 exhibitors across 159,000 square metres of the German capital. Takes place in 6 days, over 6 days, and has just wrapped up. Delighted to say I'm now joined by Guy Cocker from Stuff magazine. A very good afternoon to you, Guy.
Hi, Chris.
Talk us through what your favourite items were from IFA.
Yeah, well, like you said, this is a huge trade show that happens in Germany every year. It's actually open to the public, so it's continuing to go over the weekend, and people can see as many connected fridges as they like. I never knew there were so many connected fridges that people needed. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of great stuff there this year. I think probably there's a few trends that are emerging. First is that there are contenders coming in on the smartwatch category. I know that anyone that sort of pays attention to technology at all will probably be a bit bored of hearing about wearables, but wearables do feel like they're coming in this year. So at the moment, really, it's just the Apple Watch that is a sort of dominant product in that sector. There's a great new product coming from Fitbit, which you'll know sort of more famed for their fitness technology, called the Ionic. It's a proper smartwatch. You can make mobile payments on it, as well as do the fitness stuff. So it's got a personal trainer on there, so there's no excuse to not go for a run in the morning or get down the gym. Also, I mean, the thing that I'm most coveting personally, and I don't have at the moment, is an OLED TV. Now, the best sort of OLED 4K TVs that are out there at the moment tend to start at the 55-inch size at about £2,000, so they're still expensive. I'm trying to save for a house at the moment, but I'm desperately wanting one of these things. Those are starting to come down in price, not significantly, sort of coming down to about £1,500 over the last few months. But the OLEDs that are coming through, absolutely phenomenal TVs. You're starting to get 4K content coming through from the likes of Sky and also Netflix and Amazon Prime. So more and more of your favorite shows are coming in 4K. So those are the things that we're seeing a lot of. And then the other thing, which I think has also sort of reached the mainstream now, are these smart speakers. So you've had Amazon Alexa or the Amazon Echo products, I'm sure in a lot of homes at the moment, as well as Google Home competing. But now what's happening is those technologies are being licensed out to other manufacturers. So you've had Sony this week come out with its catchily named LFS50G speaker, but it's using Google Home. It promises better sound quality for your music than Google Home. So Google Home, if you don't know, it allows you to say things like, okay, Google, turn on my lights, or set them to the romantic mood if you're entertaining a date, for example. And it will just allow you to play all your favorite music as well. The idea is you don't use your smartphone, you just use your voice to command everything. And that's $200 coming out next month. Sony's making it so it promises better sound quality. And yeah, lots of different manufacturers integrating those products.
How do people who don't have a hold on technology per se decide between which one of these products they're going to go to? Because they're all sort of built into an ecosystem. You either go with Apple, or you go with Google, or you go with Amazon. You have to make a decision, don't you, really?
Yeah, I'm not denying that it can be a little bit confusing for people that are looking at all these different smart speakers and trying to figure out which one to go for. I think the one that feels like it has the most momentum at this stage is Amazon's Alexa. I think everything is starting to integrate it. You're even getting wireless earphones. So actually the product category that's done really well over the last year is Apple's EarPods. They're sort of strange looking wireless earpods that they released last year and that are rumoured to maybe be even being bundled with the new iPhone 8, which is going to be announced in a couple of weeks' time. That's been a really successful category, and you're getting a lot of competitors that are releasing wireless earbuds, and they've got Amazon Alexa built in. So again, you can ask Amazon Alexa, what's the weather like? Do I need to bring an umbrella? Read me my news headlines. Tell me, what my favourite football team, how they're doing this weekend. Lots of things like that. It feels like Amazon Alexa's got the momentum going, but actually I really like Google Home personally. The TVs are coming out now that you don't even need to pick up your remote. You can say, I looked at a Philips TV this last couple of days, and you can say to it, okay Google, show me all of Netflix's new shows, and it'll pull them up across the bottom of the screen, and you can say watch Stranger Things, and it'll pick up exactly where you left off. And it's all very clever. Like I say, you don't really need to pick up the remote anymore. But if you're out there looking for a smart speaker, you can't go wrong with Google Home or Amazon Alexa.
I love my Alexa. I spoke to sometimes when I get up in the morning. It's the only person I ever talk to.
Yeah, asking it to tell you jokes is kind of when you're alone. It's kind of difficult to avoid doing.
But of course, all this technology is actually allowing people who aren't sort of au fait with technology to, it sort of opens it up to them because, as you say, you just talk to it and it works.
Yeah, I think one of the things with technology, even smartphones, which have done such an amazing job at sort of opening up technology to new people who wouldn't use it otherwise. I think voice is the big thing that's allowing people who are kind of scared of technology to get into it, and it's the thing that's opening up other categories. So there are smart thermostats that are coming through. Nest has got a new Nest makes smart thermostat. So I use the Hive system when I'm coming home on an evening. My phone recognizes that I'm about a mile from my house and it says, "Do you want to turn your heating on?" Which at the moment in summer is not so important, but in winter is kind of a godsend. It's a really cool feature. And of course, it turns off automatically when it knows I'm not in the house, which saves me money as well. Nest's releasing a thermostat that's actually getting down towards the £130 mark. It's just been released in the US. It'll come to the UK soon. So these technologies are getting cheaper. And, once you start getting your home sort of smart home enabled, it does become addictive. I've been there. I installed Hive, like I said, my smart thermostat. Got that up and running, started installing light bulbs, started getting a connected home entertainment system so that I can walk in and say, play Xbox One or whatever I want to do, and it all turns on automatically. It's quite addictive stuff. I think that the other thing that's actually going to be really important, and Sony's home speaker does this, is actually gesture control. So you can wave your hand in front of this particular speaker and it will skip tracks or adjust the volume. And I think that's another thing, because some people, I live with housemates. I still feel a little bit self-conscious talking to an AI, to an inanimate object. So if you do feel a little bit socially awkward by doing that, the latest smart speakers are actually allowing you to just wave your hands in front of it to control it, which is another cool way to operate these pieces of technology.
And you mentioned, of course, wearables. They're all going to be competing against the Apple Watch, which presumably is going to be announced by Apple in the coming weeks. How do you think they'll stack up against whatever Apple bring out on the 12th of September?
Well, I think the thing we definitely know is from Apple, or can be pretty sure of, is that they're going to release a new phone. The current sort of scuttlebutt is that there's going to be an update to the iPhone 7, which is the one that's currently on the market, the sort of S version that they traditionally do on the odd year after the main release. But the rumor at the moment is that they're going to be releasing a more expensive phone, which could be called the iPhone X, to celebrate the sort of 10th anniversary since the first iPhone came out, or indeed the iPhone 8. And that will probably be the flagship release with a sort of edge-to-edge OLED display. But the rumor is as well that it could cost upwards of £999, sort of break that important mental £1,000 barrier, which no smartphone, well, some smartphones from very high-end manufacturers like Vertu have broken, but no real mainstream phone has ever gone above £1,000. So that's the current rumor. It's probably likely that we'll see a new take on the Apple Watch. Whether it'll be sort of the Apple Watch 3, I'm not sure at this stage, but it's probably likely to launch with standalone, the ability to put a standalone SIM in it, so that you can make calls away from your main smartphone if you want to. That's probably the feature that they're going to introduce, like you say, on the 12th of September. So it's rolled around very quickly again this year. We're expecting an announcement on the 12th of September of new phones, probably releasing around the 19th, 20th of September. And it's new iPhone time again, and the world goes crazy, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt we're talking again when they actually finally launch it. Guy, what items did you see that really surprised you when you were walking around? Whether we're talking about wearables and TVs and speakers and all those sort of things, sort of seem to make sense. Was there anything that you thought that's never going to work? That won't take off, and what on earth would you use that for?
Well, there's plenty of those sorts of products. I mean, the ones that they like to do at shows like IFA are the ones that sort of show you where technology is going to go in a few years' time. Traditionally, it's the massive TVs that cost £25,000, but they make it to market in a few years' time. I saw an interesting product. I'm not personally massively into my vinyl, but there's a huge market out there for vinyl enthusiasts. Technics made a turntable a while back, I think 20, 30 years ago, called the SP turntable, and they've got a new version of that coming. It's probably going to be the best turntable turntable ever. It's made of brass, die-cast aluminium, deadening rubber. It will be obscenely expensive, but if you're a vinyl enthusiast, that's probably going to be the one to go for. And then again, the Bang & Olufsen BioVision Eclipse TV, another 4K OLED TV, but it's going to cost upwards of £9,000 for the 55-inch version, and then £12,000 for the 65-inch version. If money was no object, I would absolutely want that product in my house. Some phenomenal products out there. But in terms of the product that people are actually going to be out there buying, Samsung has gone big on sport this year. So again, in the wearables category, you've got Samsung releasing a number of different sport-focused watches, one which is a partnership with Speedo. So it's Speedo's first partnership. Obviously, Speedo, British company, known very much for its swimming technology and swimming shorts, all that sort of stuff. They've partnered with Samsung, and they're going to be able to accurately track your distance and the number of lengths that you're doing, which is quite cool. Also waterproof to 50 meters, which is quite good for swimming if you're swimming out in the open sea. And then some Icon X wireless earbuds as well. Again, running coach in your wireless earbuds, giving you real-time in-ear status updates as you're working out. So it's that idea of technology. A lot of the companies out there, Philips, Samsung, were saying their main thing now is trying to make us, improve the lives of as many people as possible. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's their mission statement. And they're just trying to put as much sort of fitness-oriented or making, small adjustments to your lifestyle using technology to hopefully have an impact on people's lives. And actually, there was that stat last week which said, about 6 million people in the UK, every week are not getting above what doctors would consider just a little bit of activity. And so I think actually that is one of the things, having been there myself, using technology to track my rides and my runs, it does have a positive impact on your life, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, we were certainly talking about that earlier on this week. Just finally, Guy, Stuff Magazine, will you be getting hold of all these items and road testing them for your readers?
Absolutely, yes, we'll be on top of them on new issues out this week, and we're focusing on sort of this new programmable Lego robot. So Lego's getting into the sort of smart AI game. I know it feels to people out there that AI is taking over. There's a lot of concern out there, but Lego's got this really cool robot for kids that teaches them a little bit about the basics of programming, which is a good thing.
Amazing. What a time to be alive. Thank you very much, Guy Cocker from Stuff Magazine, talking to us about the latest in technology. And no doubt we'll speak to him again when we finally find out exactly what Apple will be doing on the 12th of September when they announce their new products. It's just gone 4:41. Let's get you a live travel update now with Mark.